back to KSP. Let's play Science. In the last episode, we took care of the initial launches, initial science, and went to Minmus and back, and on going to the Mun, and then doing some more stuff after that. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to begin by building the vessel that I'll be taking to the Mun and returning with. It's going to be a one Kerbal vessel because I do not have the breaking ground science that's necessary to do some breaking ground science unlocked. So what I'm going to do is scrap the launch and other various parts of this vessel and then take it from there. Alright, so to begin with, I need to update the command pod and include some new science as well. And then I'll be building the launch and transfer stages, as well as the landing and return and all that good stuff. I need to begin by adding some RCS onto it. And then I need to put some reaction control under that. And of course the new science under that. That should be much better for stability. Once we get to the Mun, it's going to require a little bit more than what we had on Minmus. Get some fuel for the RCS. Get it packed in there and make sure it's not messing with the command pod hatch, which it is not. So I believe that's all I'm going to need there. Just make sure that it is. Everything looks pretty good. Problem is fitting the solar panels and everything else on here as well, but I think I'll just put the solar panels here and then put the batteries in here. In fact, I need to grab those RCS tanks and move them out of that command pod and move them in here. I think that would be a little better. A little less weight on the command pod for when it lands. I think I may also update that RCS, but first I'm going to add the fuel and the new Terra engine that we unlocked in the last episode before I change that, so I can find what the center of mass is. Hello, thank you for the good vibes. I certainly need them. Hope you enjoy the stream. Alright, so now that should be enough for the Terra stage, so I'll put that on. And I may be able to pull out more fuel, but I'm not sure. Let's find out. Let's grab a very tiny little FLT 100 tank and see what that puts us at. 5.693, not bad. The mission today is to land on the Mun and return with a decent amount of science, and after that probably put some relays out or make a plane, fly around, get some science from some biomes around Kerbin. But I'm gonna take it in stride and see how everything goes. Alright, so fully shielded. Looking good. Alright, now it's time to update that RCS. Let's move these down. I want everything to be removed whenever it's time to re-enter the atmosphere and not be weighed down by all this other stuff. That looks good. Looks like it needs moved down just a little bit. I think it's good. It says I'm missing a letter and I cannot transmit science, but where we're going we don't need a ladder and we are not transmitting the science because we will lose out on some science points if we do that. Looks like I have everything else ready. I do want to kind of do this just to make it look a little cooler for when I land. I'm gonna put those there. Let's turn those on and drag this down. See what that's gonna look like. Plenty of lighting. Okay, I'm gonna move it on up. Not sure what I want to name this. Well, I'm going to name it off of whatever I'm listening to, so I'm going to name this the Arcadia. The first Minecraft. And now I'm also going to delete this little untitled spacecraft that I accidentally saved in the last episode. And it's time to put some bearings on this thing and build the rest of it. So let's put a D12 decoupler here. And we'll put the bearings under that. If I do have the bearings, I'm pretty sure I unlocked it already. Yeah, okay, so let's put that here. And get a good beat on the landing leg so I can make sure that this is extended out enough. There we go. Bring it on up and close it on in. Looking good. Just need to get that ejection force up, maybe a little higher than 300 this time. Let's go with about 370, that'll work. Of course, clamshell. Only want two sides, auto strutted, looking fantastic. Okay, so now to build the rest of this thing. Now, what engines did we unlock? We unlocked the Wolfhound, the Poodle, as well as these Thuds. Those will come in handy. I think I'm going to make it a Poodle stage, so I need to put this tank adapter on. Maybe a little more fuel. If I add that, I'm not sure. No, if I add that, I won't be able to do it. So let's get one of these and put it on there. And then we'll put the Poodle on. Hopefully that will provide enough delta V for what I'm trying to pull off. I am going to then make it a Wolfhound stage from that, just to over-engineer like I always tend to do. Need to bring this down, and then put a decoupler under all that. Now, let's see. How much more can I add to this? Pretty much 10 tons. Oh no, I can add 15 tons actually, so let's put this on here, that's 9, and one of these. That should be enough, or at least it should be all I can put on it for the Wolfhound stage. And then it'll be time to build the skipper stage. About halfway done with the vessel. Let's see, we're at 36.5 tons. This will bring it up to about 54. Since I like to push my luck, I'm going to add another 4.5 tons to it. Bring it up to nearly 6 tons, or 60 tons, which on launch it won't be able to push. However, I am going to add some side staging and asparagus, stage all of that. So I'm going to put this here, radial to grandparent part auto strut. Then after I'm done creating these two side stages, I'm going to just copy them. Let's go with the FLT 800 fuel tank. I'm going to put a solid white one on the center. And then I'll go up top with one of these. And then go to the bottom with one of these. And that should look pretty fancy, right? And I believe that alone should be enough to make it to the mud and back, but I like to over-engineer and be safe, and this is science mode, so I can play around as much as I want without having to worry about funding, which is nice. Let's get some cones up top and some reaction control as well. And then I just need to double up on that and asparagus stage it after strutting it as well, and then it will be done. So now that I have that done, let's make sure it's placed properly. Get rid of that. Okay, and then I can just copy it, roll on over, put another 2 there. That's looking pretty beastly. Let's update the save. We'll strut this thing up. I'm going to start from the nose cones this time. I'm going to strut those to about here. Should be good. Just need to do the same thing to the other ones. Not sure that's good, but I'm going to go with it. Just need to find that center point. There we go. Just a couple more struts here and there should be all I need. I'm going to just take them from the central stage, make it a little easier on myself. Place them about there, should be good. And then go down to the bottom, do the same. And I just need to add the fuel lines and then work up the staging as well as the aerodynamics. Then we'll be ready to rock and roll. I'm going to get rid of this side first, so I need to set the fuel lines to these, and then the fuel lines for those will just go into the central stage. Can't do it from the same spot, so 1, 2, 3, there we go. And then that should be that. Now I just need to make sure the staging is correct, but I also need the center of thrust and aerodynamic overlays so I can get the fins on, which I'm going to place on the central stage. Radial 4, right about here. Should be good. Maybe a little lower, because once I kick those side stages, that's going to go up. There we go. Alright, now for the, what is it, the something le resistance. Terrible. Put these on the center of mass, and then rotate around and do the same thing to the other 2 side stages. Now we have a nice solid vessel, and it's saying the hatch is obstructed, but I'll fix that here in just a moment. Let's get the staging corrected. Got those 2 outer stages, these 2 outer stages. Then I need that central stage underneath all of that. Looking good. Make sure it gets rid of those, then it gets rid of these, right? Good. Okay, and then put that there. That's the wolfhound stage. I need to make sure to get the fairings to be deployed at about that time. There's the poodle stage. Somehow rocking more delta V than the wolfhound stage, but that's going to change once we're in a vacuum. Let's update to save, and then let's drag this vessel down, and upon doing so it should get rid of the hatch obstruction. Not sure why it always does that, but there we go. It's ready to go. Let's save the vessel, and don't believe I need to set up any action groups, not just yet anyways. Actually, there is one action group I would like to set up, and that is the lights. Just so I can have at least one action group. Go to custom one, select the lights, toggle. Save. And I'm going to do this the hard way again. Jebediah is not going to be on this mission. I want to train up another pilot from the second or third string. Our second string is Sigric, Lemon, and Fozon. Our third string we decided will be Malman, Gleffel, and Halford. So I'm going to get Sigric in here and send him off on his first mission, which will be landing and returning from the Mun. So let's get that started. Make sure everything's hunky-dory. Still saying the hatch is obstructed for some reason. I need to correct it again. So let's go back to the parts. Do that. Looking good. Let's update the save one last time and launch. I believe it's going to be nighttime. What time exactly is it? Is it morning? Perfect time to launch. Alright, so let's get to it. Barely crawling off that launch pad. Might be saying goodbye to that launch pad here in a few. Does anything to repair it? It's a pretty fine looking craft if I do say so myself. Quick and easy. Took about 10-15 minutes to run it all down. Get time to stage here in about 10 seconds or so. Let's say by then we should be at 100 meters per second. Hopefully. I guess not. Stage. This will probably clear the launch pad, but not the entire launch pad area. Quick roll, real quick. Looks like one's going to be landing directly on it almost. I don't think we lost the launch pad. Let's begin to do a little bit of a turn. Hopefully we get it high enough to where the skipper's going to have enough thrust to plate, as well as the wolfhound, but I think we're going to be in the clear. Starting to raise that thrust away a good bit. It's good, looking good. So we'll put that right out until it's time to stage. How's that skipper looking? Slowly picking up momentum. Should have a good bit of delta V here then. What are we looking at? 1,000. That'll clear us from the lower atmosphere, get us up to the upper atmosphere so the wolfhound can take over. Starting to really turn over quite a bit there, more than I was anticipating. Need to be at least 500 meters per second by the time I hit that 90-degree angle. Not the best launch. But we're gonna make do. I know this thing should be able to make it to the Mun and back. Alright, let's go ahead and go full 90 degrees. A little over halfway through that skipper stage, looking good. How's that apoapsis looking? About 40 or 50? Not even. Not even, but it is pushing it, that's good. Need to continue to push it. Still raising speed. Clear the lower atmosphere. We're looking alright. Time to ride this out until it's above the Kármán line. May have enough Delta V to make orbit with this stage, which will be good. Poodle will be able to get us to the Mun. Terrier will be for the landing and the return. That's the game plan, at least. Not bad. About to go ahead and pitch over here in just a moment. Alright, let's do it. Bring it down to about -7 or so. That should take care of it. There it goes. Not bad. Right on. Alright. Let's go ahead and get rid of those bearings and keep moving. Bring that down to about -5 now, I'd say. And I need to turn those lights off that are on for some reason. I guess I forgot to turn them off. There they go. How's that apoapsis looking? Still on the move. Is that halfway circularized? It already is almost. Huh. So once that hits about already starting to get an orbit, just about. So I'm gonna warp on over and finish it from here. Just go ahead and circularize. Hopefully that'll be enough time to get back to the prograde. Those reaction control wheels are helping quite a bit. Let's go ahead and lock it there and begin burning. 0. Got it. Alright, need to check something real quick. Alright, cool. Now, the Mun is right over there, so we're not too far from where we need to be to make it to it, or begin the transfer to it. So let's go ahead and time warp over. And there we go. Just need to reorient the vessel back to the prograde mark and then begin the transfer burn. Be time to kick this stage pretty much as soon as I start it. Yep. Let's get rid of that. Alright, Poodle, with your 2600 Delta V, it's definitely over-engineered. How much total? 4500? I think we're looking good. This Poodle should definitely get us out to the Mun and circularized and begin our descent. And once we're close to landing, I'll kick it, deploy the landing gear, and land with the Terrier stage. Take it from there. It's quite a bit different with all these difficulty changes. It's a lot like the career that I just started. It's between moderate and hard, but a little more on the hard side than the last one. Once we are comfortable, I'm going to then ramp it up even more and make it as realistic as possible at that point. But we do have the parts G-force limit, or I'll just pull it up real quick. We have part pressure limits, part G-force, and kerbal G-force limits activated at a multiplier of 1. I do not have that on just yet. Everything else is on though, and the occlusion modifier is the only thing that's less than normal to make it more difficult. I do have the ground stations up for now. Once I start putting relays out to other planetary systems, I'll ramp that up and turn the additional ground stations off probably. Add these on just in case of crackenings. Otherwise, yeah, it's pretty much moderate plus plus, if not a diet hard mode at the moment. Let's carry on with the mission. Go ahead and focus up on the Mun. Prepare to cut that and slowly bring it in. So we need to get some science from space high above the Mun, and then get the space near the Mun Science, and then the Surface Science, and a Mun Rock, plant a flag, and then bring it on home. Let's try to correct that real quick. 20k, we'll take that. Alright, let's work our way out there now. Let's go to about, say, here. That should be good. Gives us 16 minutes leeway. More than enough time. Mun should be over here. Yeah, looking good. Alright, let's rotate so we can see what we're doing and grab some science. Probably would have been a good idea to have at least taken a scientist with me to reset the goo and Science Junior modules, but I'm not very concerned about it. The science is at like 70%, and I'm still getting some good science. Need to lower that down probably when I go planetary as well. Did I grab that crew report? Yeah, okay, let's grab all that and move on. Let's grab the pressure reading, temperature reading, crew report, and then an EVA report. And it'll be time to move in and circularize. Wait, I did not grab the EVA report, did I? Or did I? I can't remember. I literally just did it and I can't remember. Let's make sure we did the... Yep, okay. Let's go ahead and move in towards that 20k mark. 2, 1... Slow that warp down a little bit and prepare to cut it right about now. That's awfully close. Still got a little more warping to do. Let's do that. Right about there. Now that the retro mark is right on that horizon line, should start to slow down. Yep. And now it's going to start rising back up. Let's punch the brakes. I think it needs to be close to 500 meters per second for this kind of orbit. May just go ahead and try to land now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for a landing right here. Let's bring that down to that crater, right at the edge of it. Right about... Let's say about there should be fine. We'll take it from there. Put it in surface mode. Now that it's descending, let's grab some science on the way down real quick. Knock that out. Alright, that takes care of that. Now it's time to grab it all. Hold on to your butt, Sigric. Let's get the EVA report first. I want to update your suit's light. You're a pilot, so you're a red shirt. Let's make your light red. Come on, come on. There you go. Let's go ahead and turn that on. Alright, let's grab the science and then get down there to the surface. Looking good. I think that's everything, so let's get back in. We have 1300 meters per second of delta V. That's still more than enough to make this landing. So we can use that to adjust ourselves and get a nice, flat, stable landing. Looks like we're already over top of the crater. Let's go ahead and begin burning. Try to get down there and find a nice spot to park this thing. That crater right there looks mighty fine. Try to get landed at the center of that crater, that'd be nice. Oh no. There we go. How are we looking? I think we pushed her a little bit too much. Let's try to... That should be good. Maybe a little more just in case. Alright. Doing it by hand, so it's fun. Try to keep on that retrograde mark as low as possible. Be nice to find a rock to take home close to where we're going to land. But we have some landing gear, so it's not too much of an issue this time. Need to roll just a wee bit. Bring it down to about 50 meters per second. Take it nice and slow until we get closer to the surface. There's a rock right there, pretty much right where we're going to land. That'll be cool. Once this hits about the 90-degree mark, it'll be time to stage probably. It's getting there pretty quick. Let's get those lights on. And go ahead and bring this on down to about 10 meters per second on stage. Let's get that landing gear deployed. Just try to pull away from that a little bit. Pretty sure that's one of the surface features for the rover, so we're gonna have to go hunting for a rock. Hey, got it. Alright, let's do a controlled landing now. Not bad. A little bouncy, but I'll take it. So, let's hit the brakes, turn those on, deactivate the SAS. Didn't even need the RCS. Fantastic. As soon as that stabilizes, we'll get out of that pod and do our surface stuff. But in the meanwhile, let's go ahead and get the preliminary science knocked out of the way. I think I may need to activate the SAS and force it to stabilize, because that wobble and bobble is just increasing more and more, and I don't like that. Alright, so how stable are you now? Looking good. Okay. I did grab that pressure reading, right? Yeah? Okay. Let's get out here and get this going, but first I need to locate a mud rock. Not sure I can grab it from that, so I need to look a little more. Not seeing any nearby. I think there's one over there. Alright, so where is that? Pretty much in the same direction as that little crater over there. Alright, we'll go with that. It's starting to wobble and bobble again. It's not good. I feel like there's a crack in here. I need to get myself stabilized, do a quick save, and then reload it because something is wrong here. Alright. It's just a telltale sign of a crack, or I wouldn't have done that. Trying not to abuse the quick save feature. Let's see if that stabilizes things. I'm just gonna roll with it. Hopefully we don't lose the ship once we get out and do these things. Let's get you out here, collect the science, get you back in there, update the quick save in case it is a Kraken. There's that. Let's grab this. Oh no, oh no, oh no. No. Oh, thank God we didn't lose him. Okay. Let's get back up there. I was trying to grab this. Alright. And let's grab the EVA report and the surface sample. Stuff all that stuff back in there. I think the vessel's going to be fine. So we'll just take it from here instead of updating all that stuff. Alright, let's go get that mountain rock. It's a good little hop. Shouldn't take too long though. I think I see another one that may be closer to that, or it's a tiny crater. I'm going to go over there instead. Let's force that prograde back over this way. Go get this thing. Need to keep an eye on that vessel though. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Please don't die, please don't die. Oh no. Ouch. Uh-oh. We're spaghettifying. And he's gone. That hurts. That hurts. I don't like doing this. That was not intended. I was kind of getting worked up over that song and all the noises it was making. I was wanting to change it, but alright, let's try this again. That did not go the way it was supposed to. Alright, let's grab our data. Grab our surface data from the EVA. Hopefully that rock is still there. If it moves it, then that's fine, because we deserve it. I think it was right over here. Yep. Alright. That's like, that G-force, the way it's pulling me down. Way rougher than I'm used to. Sigric, man. I take better care of you. Is that the experience bar? I've never noticed that before. I'm not sure what that is, unless it's the G-force or something. Whatever it is, it's halfway up. Not sure what it is. I've never really seen that or noticed it, if anything. Bring it in nice and smooth, land right on top of it so we can grab a sample. Alright, let's grab that sample and get out of here before something bad happens. Oh wait, we already have that. We need that. There we go. How's that ship looking? Still intact. That's a good sign. And let's bounce on off of here. Go over here and plant a flag. This will be flag number 2. I hope the vessel didn't just crack in from that, because that always resets things and makes them bounce. Alright, let's get back to the ship and go on home. Really should start taking rovers with me when I do missions. Just need like probably 5 tons or less more Delta V to compensate for taking one with us. Never really do that though. Be kind of cool to do it. Alright, let's get you in here and get back home. Where we landed, it should be an easy transfer back home. Let's make sure. It's fairly similar to what it was like coming back from Minmus. Let's go ahead and take off. Grab that. One over here. Let's try to force that prograde over a little more. There we go. And lock one to 90. And we are off. Need to roll. Get this aligned a little better. There we go. Alright, now let's go full sideways. Should be good from here. Safe to say we can turn off the lights now. Once that Apple axis is extended out enough, I want to try to get an EVA report while over another biome if possible. And then continue the burn back on from there. Let's see, this should not be a new biome, but once we clear those hills over there, it should be. It's almost time to escape the Mun sphere of influence. bring it on in at Kerbin. Just keeping an eye on that periapsis as it wraps around, bringing us home. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 38,000. I'll take it. Alright, can I get an EVA report from a new biome right now? Let's find out. The Mun's Highlands, huh? Let's find out. Nope. Turn the brakes off. So this is the Highlands, huh? I think we got the EVA report. Ah, okay, so, well, was that the Highlands where we landed then? I don't know. Wonder if we're still over the Highlands now. Let's find out. Might be a different biome. Might be the space near the Midlands. There we go. All right, we'll take it. Let's go on home. Alright, where's Kerbin? There you are. Get a nice view of you on the way back. Hopefully we don't end up going back to the Mun. Okay, that's a relief. 2 million, 1 million, and cut. And 200, 100, and cut. We need to orient the vessel quickly. Let's get that RCS on. Start punching the brakes. Go to surface mode. Once we start feeling it burn, we'll need to decouple that stage immediately. Alright, let's get that stage off. Try to move away from that a little bit without burning the pod up. It is going to come right back at us, I do believe. I want to be out of its line when that happens. Alright, now let's let physics take over. Turn the SAS off and let it do its thing. Just cruise on by us, nothing to see here. Kiss that stage goodbye. Surprised it hasn't completely, oh, there it goes. Surprised it's not completely gone yet, but it's working on it. If not, it will be once it hits the ground. It's starting to gain back up on us. That's interesting. We are losing speed. Just how close are you going to be when you come flying right back past us, though? Not too close, that's good. Be able to say hello to you one last time. That was kind of cool. Wonder where it's off to. I want to find out. Hey, how's your line looking? Same as ours, huh? You're just pushing it a little faster. Alright, we should be feeling the bulk of the G-forces starting to rise now. I'm really shocked that thing hasn't blown up yet. Hey, it's a Mun rise. Well, it looks like we're due for a splashdown. Near Africa, or whatever it would be called in Kerbal Space Program. Africa over there, I think. Looks very much like Africa or South America, one or the other. Alright, starting to cool down a bit. Diminishing the G-forces. Just a little bit further further to go. I can go ahead and safely time warp now, I'd say. Let's bring it on down to about 250 meters per second. There's that stage. I'm gonna get a good look at that once it stabilizes. As soon as those pop, I think it'll be safe. Here in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quickly switch over. That much of it survived, huh? Kind of amazed, to be honest. But goodbye. Alright, now there's nothing to gain from this. No more science to gain, I mean. So let's just bring it on in, and then bring Sigric on home. Looks very happy to be home from his first mission. Let that fully deploy before I time warp the rest of the way down. Looking good. 6.4 meters per second minimum. I'll take it. 3, 2, 1, cut. And you're home, little buddy. See how much science we got from all that. Let's see what we can unlock. Funny story. Thought I was off Tuesday, like I was talking about yesterday, doing more Tuesday. I went to work today, read the schedule wrong, or it was posted wrong or something. I was not supposed to work today. Drove out 35 minutes there for nothing. 35 back home. Tried to get a haircut. The place wasn't open. Tried to go to the library. They would only let 3 people in. And they said that it would probably take an hour before I could get in and print off some forms that I'm needing. So that ain't happening today either. So here we are playing Kerbal. Alright, so 462.7 gained, bringing us up to 494 on the dot. For that extra 0.5 science from surface samples, kind of comes in handy, but let's see what we can unlock now, what we need. That GUI monitor and experiment control station would be handy. If we do that, we can go back to the Mun and back to Menmus, land on different biomes, get some more science from different biomes. I really want those engines there, though. I really do. They come in handy for planetary missions. Especially, the cheetah would be nice to have for relay work, but then again, for relay work, that spark is fantastic, too. I think we already have enough stuff to make a plane. Not a very, efficient, long-running plane, but still. What kind of engines do we have for the plane, though? It'd be kind of groovy to get some better engines for the planes if we're going to make a plane. And I'm not seeing any. We'd have to get... where's that? Where's our plane engines? We're not going to get any new plane engines until when? Because I'm not seeing any. Where are the engines, man? Oh, there's some engines. So where's the rest of them? Okay, there's the Panther. Am I missing something here, or am I just not seeing? Okay, there's the Weasley. So that means... Okay, so we already have the larger Juno, right? Where's the other engine? It's like the small... Is the Juno the smallest one? We need more plane engines, man. We need more options. 9 times 5, 450. Can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can finish off this entire tier and unlock some stuff to do some stuff, which wouldn't be too bad. Just need to then push through science to start unlocking these if I do that. I think it's more important to find science to do. Need that science lab. That'll be handy. And to launch that out and get a station out. Need this to take the pilot, engineer, and scientist for the breaking ground missions. And then of course we would need the heat shields and the landing gear for that upgrade. Other than that, don't think we'll need the larger fairing. We might actually, and the larger docking port at that point as well. I can get, what, 3 of these maybe? That'd be 480, so I could get 3 of these or 5 of these, or a combination of the two. Of course, I need to unlock this to get to that, which I'm going to do right now. Just go ahead and do that, which leaves enough to get one of these, and see, that would bring it up to 250, which I don't have. So I can only get one of these, or I can get 2 of these, which I might do, or I might not. I guess the plane will take the back burner for now. I think it's time to build a station, maybe. And if that's the case, if I'm going to unlock anything else, it may as well be a docking port or some better solar panels. Or I can just build modules one at a time to send up to it as I unlock science with it. Doing missions, bringing back science for it to process. Many options here, and I think that's the best way to go. I need to chuck a science lab out into space, start building a station with it, and then do some missions to bring some science to it. So in that case, I think the best thing to do right now is get those docking ports. And not quite ready to get that yet, so I may as well get 2 of these, unlocking the docking port junior, and what else? Don't need any of that just yet then. Really don't even need any of this yet, but I will, and I need to unlock to be able to get to these. Is there anything else that I need to unlock to get to other things in anticipation for that? Not seeing anything. I just had 6 more science. You know what? I'm gonna get that real quick before I call this episode quits, take a break, and come back for a space lab / space station episode. So let's grab some science real quick from the other pads. It's always good to have as a backup or a contingency. Only 2 other pads to work with, so this won't take long. In fact, well, yeah, I'll just do it this way. Get the pod, go to science, put 1 here, put 1 of these over here, put 1 of these on, grab this, put it on, and then I need to put some ladder work on here so I can get back up there. I'll just put, you know what, that should be fine. If I extend it, it should go to the ground, plenty good. And as long as it's not obstructing the hatch, that'll be solid. Alright, so let's launch that on the boomerang as is. Get the science from there, then we'll go to the desert launch pad, do the same thing, score some much needed extra science real quick. And then I'll cut it there at about an hour and build the station in the next episode after a short break, as mentioned. Alright, some of you might know about this, some of you might not, but I'm going to get this temperature reading, barometric pressure reading, and then the mystery goo and a crew report. And I'm going to show you something pretty cool. It's kind of cheap, but it's more of an exploit, if even that. I mean, they made it this way, so. Alright, let's go EVA, and if I do the surface sample and the EVA report here, it is telling us that we are getting this data from the launch site. I'm going to take all that, store it in here, and then climb on down. Now here's the cool part. There are 2 extra biomes that you can get, if you're not aware of it. If you've watched my, oh no, okay, whew. That could have went bad quick. If you've watched my tutorial series, you'll know about this. If you haven't, if you go down here, it's the grasslands. So let's grab that, and then climb back up here. but I'm gonna go ahead and show you this before I do. Well, no, I'm gonna go ahead and do the climb out and get this back up here real quick before I do that. Run over here, stuff this data back in the command pod. Once I store that in there, if you go back down, run over here, flying over the grasslands. You can climb down just a little bit, climb back out, run over, then get back in the command pod, and you have data from the surface in the grasslands, as well as flying over it, which is pretty cool. Now that we have all that extra data, which is going to be more than enough, to be honest, I am still going to do it over at the desert launchpad. Let's see, that netted us 32.5 science. Let's go to the launchpad, autosave ship, head back to the desert now, or head out to the desert now, and do the same thing, and score an additional like 30 or 40 science. And we can head back to R&D, unlock whatever else that we're needing, and then it'll be time to build that station. In fact, I think there's just one more thing I can do to squeeze out just a little more science after this even, which I may go ahead and do too, since there is time, depending on how quickly I get this done. Try to get this all knocked out. I'm going to do it the reverse way though. This time I'm going to just hop on the ladder, get that EVA report flying, technically, over the desert, and take it on back up here, and then hop on down there and grab it from the surface. So let's run over here, move close enough to where I can grab it, get the EVA report, climb down just a hair, climb out, store that data here, and then go get the surface stuff. So I can see there are some assets that they used for building other stuff here in the game. It'd be cool to have those in the VABDUs. Alright, so let's grab the surface sample and the EVA report here from the surface and Kerbin's deserts, another biome. A little bit more data there. And let's get back up here. And if I'm not mistaken, I can grab a Science Junior, bit of Science Junior data from the regular launch pad, so I'm going to do that real quick and then see what all more we can get from R&D. And then we'll close it out and be back in like 10 minutes or so for some station building, which will be very fun. A lot of launches involved with that. Unless I try to launch it all at one time, but I'm not going to have everything I need unlocked yet for that. I'm going to build up what I can for it now, and then add on to it as I process some data and science for it. Launchpad, right, and then regular launchpad. Let's grab the Science Junior data real quick and then get those new parts. Something I probably should have done in the last series that probably would have saved me a lot of grief. I don't know. Still questioning a lot of things about that. There's so many problems that I've been having in game and especially out of game, IRL. I think I could have grabbed a surface sample. I forgot about that. I need to go back and do that, maybe. Be a couple points, maybe. Not sure. I think I've already gotten it. I'm not going to bother doing that. Let's go to R&D. Now we're at 225. So I can grab one more of these now, or a couple of these, which I don't need any of these now. So do I want to get that, or do I want to get something else? Don't need that yet, not necessarily. Don't need those yet, not necessarily. Don't need those. That's right. I was needing the docking ports and the fairing. Maybe some new engines though. Alright, so the engine so far. Actually, yeah, the advanced electrics, that takes precedence, so I'll take that. There's nothing else I can get, so that's it for this episode. Let's update the quick save, update the main save, and alright, that's it. In the next episode here, after a quick break when I come back live, it'll be time to put the mobile station out into orbit with our second and third string scientists. And after we have that in orbit, we'll build onto it, start doing some missions to take some science out to it to process, unlocking more things to build onto it. Then we'll probably transfer it over to the Mun and Minmus and do some science there until we potentially max out our tech tree. But I'm probably going to reduce the science gains that we can possibly get at that time, just to make it a little more difficult to push us to go to the inner planets and get science there. Probably do that after I unlock the new engines and complete the current tier. I think it's the, 160s? Yeah. After this tier is complete, I'm gonna lower the science gains down to make it more difficult to get the rest of this stuff, which will push us to do interplanetary science and missions and get all that unlocked to go to the outer planets and do that. So that's it for now. I'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. Thank you for watching. Looking forward to the next episode. Peace out.